Smacking S'mores presents The March to YouTube Domination! Dateline Hollywood. A plucky red-haired beauty hatches her plan to conquer the internet by gaining 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. But she can't do it alone. Only you can help her in her quest to achieve YouTube greatness by liking, subscribing, and most importantly, sharing her videos. Remember, it's up to you to fight the evils of YouTube suppression and the evil corporations who want to keep you down by clicking the like button as we march our way to YouTube domination.
We are actually literally catering to people who are so offended by tape on a like adhesive kind, the adhesive tape on an Amazon logo. We're really literally listening to these people. I don't like using literally that much, but that's what we're doing here. We're literally listening to these people. Hello, everyone. I am Mecha Random 42, the one, the only, the original, your favorite YouTube consumer advocate, Harpy. We are in a day and age where we have it so good and so wonderful. We have to find offense in absolutely everything. Everything from the tape on a shipping label or on a logo with our Amazon packages to children's books that none of us have thought of for a very, very, very long time. And yes, we'll get to the Amazon logo in a second. You saw it on the thumbnail. I am one of those people. I have not thought about Dr. Seuss, or as the people up in Canada call him, Dr. Seuss, not thought about his books in a very, very, very long time. I was reading books with chapters. By the time I really was aware that Dr. Seuss existed, I vaguely remember listening to The Cat in the Hat as a kid to know, okay, don't trash your house while your parents are away. Yeah, it's one of those lessons. All of his books pretty much taught lessons of, hey, people are going to look different than you. Hey, those people, they're going to have a star on their tummy and those people aren't. And that doesn't mean that they're any better or worse. And that here's how they find reason to come together and realize that they're all one. Is that what I'm remembering correctly? It's been a long time since I've read a Dr. Seuss book. And if you do want to read them, well, just go to your local Goodwill, thrift store, flea market, wherever you might find used books, and they're going to be all over the place. They will be absolutely everywhere. People are so offended, however, that they don't want you to read them. They don't want you to know or learn or appreciate or be able to evaluate critically how a time when these books were written might be a little different than the time we live in today, and what might be offensive by today's standards might not have been then. It might have been actually inclusive. This is the same argument I like to use a lot of the time when we see gender issues or any of the or racial issues. I like to say, hey, you guys are so worried about what people are going to think now. In 5 years, how do you know you won't be canceled for gender appropriation if you decide to change it? We don't know. We don't know what the wokey wokes think. We don't know what these crazy people think because they are seeing evil in everything. They see evil and the boogeyman, and they see isms and phobias and negativity and absolutely everything. The other day, before we get into all of the meat of this video, I want to talk about a tweet I tweeted out where somebody who was of a transgendered, I don't even know if they were, but they were part of the hate mobs that were offended by everything. I responded to a tweet from Oreo that said trans people exist. I'm like, okay, how many? Is it like a huge number? Is it a low number? I just quoted the number. I just found an article from the Census Bureau, quoted how many, and it's more than I kind of thought, actually, initially. So I knew it was going to be a significant number. I knew there was going to be enough to where, you know, we do want to recognize groups of people. I'm not about excluding. I'm not about bringing away seats from the table. No. We want more people. We want to hear and learn from other people's experiences. And that is not what the hate mobs want. No. They just want to find offense with everything. They just want to find reason to be annoyed and triggered by me quoting and tweeting an actual statistic. They took it as I was denying their existence, which if you look at the tweet this way, it's like, no, look how many there are. There's a lot of them, see? And I worded this tweet specifically to showcase the fact that people will always be offended by something no matter what you do. You're always going to have somebody who looks at something in a way that you never intend because what's in their own heart, what's in their own head is this negative, vile, just disgusting hatred, this need to be offended and triggered by everything. And I think it's an attitude problem. I think people who are offended by everything just have an attitude problem, and they need their attitudes adjusted. Because let's face it, nobody wants to be around people who are constantly trying to preach to you their zealotry of what's bad and why everything is wrong and why you can't have fun, why you can't enjoy anything, why you're not allowed to have a difference of opinion, why you're not allowed to discuss or disagree with anything. And I think that's one of the problems that I see in this day and age, where we're going around canceling books instead of realizing that at some point, we had a different way of looking at things. At some point, we could use this as a teaching tool to showcase how society evolves. But no, we don't want that. We don't want that. We just want to erase anybody who has a difference of opinion. We want to segregate and separate and make sure that everybody goes around thinking how bad they are for reading these things and how bad they are for discussing anything that they're not told or thinking critically for themselves. Dr. Seuss books, 6 of them, are quietly being retired after decades of criticism over Eastern-phobic imagery in the children's stories. I was actually talking about this on social media. I don't know if I can even show you any of the images. We're just not going to, just for the sake of being safe on the internet, because like I said, we don't know. They cater to these little woke mobs who are upset with everything. One woman was talking about some offensive imagery of a boy who is depicted as a Chinese boy. So I believe he was probably from China. A boy from China eating with chopsticks. As many Asian countries do, they eat with chopsticks. And then you go on into this thread. This woman was offended that the boy was drawn more yellow. And if you actually look at the picture, in question, the white people that they were drawn were literally the color of the cloud. And I'm using the word literally again. They were absolutely 100%. There was no pigment added to them. They were the exact color of the paper and the clouds. Now, I don't know if you can see. I'm not exactly the same color as this article. I'm not going to be bent out of shape that you're depicting people in an over-exaggerated manner on my own ethnic makeup. Nor is it my place. I know to know my place and stay in my lane after being told that all last year by the little woke mobs. I know that I'm not allowed to be offended on behalf of anyone else. And I think if people of these communities and groups are actually legitimately offended by that, let's have a discussion. Let's have a dialogue. Why is this offensive? Why is this outdated? Rather than just banning and not publishing anymore and removing, and now I'm hearing reports that they're removing these books from schools, that they were really not that great anyway. They were kind of cutesy. They had, like Green Eggs and Ham. I am Sam, I am Green Eggs and Ham, son of Sam, Green Eggs and son of Ham, whatever. Don't care. The point is, once you remove these things, you're going to create a group of people who want to rebel and see what's going on. So at the very least, we're going to have this rebellious group of people who will hopefully learn from these things. So 6 books are quietly being retired after imagery that people were upset over. Dr. Seuss Enterprises, the organization that carries the author's legacy, announced Tuesday it will stop publishing and licensing. And to think I saw it on Mulberry Street, If I Ran a Zoo, McElliot's Pool, and On Beyond Zebra, Scrambled Egg Super, and The Cat's Quizzer. I've never heard of any of these. Maybe because they weren't very, very popular, because I've heard of Green Eggs and Ham, I've heard of The Cat in the Hat. Maybe these weren't very popular books, but then again, like I said, I was reading chapter books, with words and paragraphs by then, and very few illustrations, if any at all, by the time I was actually reading. And I even had my kindergarten teacher called my mother and said, "Your daughter can read." She's like, "Yep, she has been since she was 3. So maybe I was just advanced. Maybe I didn't need these little kiddie books to guide me through reading. These books portray people in ways that are hurtful and wrong. How? Can we see examples? Can we see examples? Or are we just going to take the word from MSNBC or MSN? The organization said in a statement Tuesday morning, saying the decision was made last year with a panel of experts, including teachers. Oh, these teachers who teach you that you're bad because of how you were born, based on things you had no control over, just because Yeah, we're not going to be listening to what these teachers are having to say. Are we? I don't think so. This is exactly the type of stuff where you get a little woke mob with their heart in the right place and their heads up their own backside, and they don't actually know or understand why something's offensive. They just go along with it. I'm not seeing any examples here. Ceasing the sales of the book is only a part of our commitment and our broader plan to ensure Dr. Seuss Enterprises catalog represents and supports all communities and families. So basically, they're discontinuing the ones that nobody's ever crapping heard of. And you can always find them. You can always find these at thrift stores, probably. Unless they're the super rare ones like these. They might not have been very good books. They might have been kind of half-assed lazy ones for all we know. And the announcement comes on the birthday of Dr. Seuss. Oh, hello. So they're doing it as adding insult to injury on March 2nd, the anniversary of the birth of Dr. Seuss. While the classics are revered around the world, renewed criticism spurred second looks at the depictions of minorities. Ooh, you can't have those depicted anymore. You can't have any of those. Strong racial undertones, anti-Japanese American political cartoons, and depicting African Americans for sale. Well, I'm not going to be showing those. I will take their word for it that they are offended by it. And if I really want to know about this myself, I would probably need an example of it, but they're not really showing me any. They have no pictures. No pictures of these things, and then they move on to the next article. Well, I guess now we need to go and buy all the Dr. Seuss books just so we can learn and think about it for ourselves. Is this a way to market? Is this like the Mr. Potato Head thing where they just use that as a bait and switch just to market the new box, basically? It's the new box where it still says Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head in the small print, but it just says Potato Head up top, just so that people will buy more than one. They'll buy more than one, which depending on which one they want to. You usually need more than one anyway of that. Now we gotta get into Amazon. Now this is the one that really got me. This is the one that made my brain. This is why I have a headache today. I don't get it. I don't get it. These Looney Tunes nut jobs, these lunatics who are grown adults allegedly, have a problem with what? I see one jagged edge from, where you have the tape dispenser, and that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the tape on top of the box, because the shipping labels from Amazon are the tape that they use to seal them, that have the little threads in them that are really annoying, and then you need to get like a scissor because you can't just rip it. Did they fix that? I mean, I don't know if I want them to fix that, because then it's easier for random thieves to get into. But no, so the little jagged part of the tape dispenser, when you're taping that, they've changed it to what? A little pull tab, a little peely-offy tab where people can break into your package easier? I don't get it. I don't know what I'm supposed to be offended by, New York Post. So tell me what? Amazon tweaks app icon after comparisons are made. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. What? What in the actual crap is wrong with these? Why are you seeing? If you're seeing him in everything, maybe you're in love with him. Maybe you're just in love or obsessed with him. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Ban the color orange next because people are triggered by it? Grow the crap up, people. I don't see any comparison. I see a little smiley face arrow sign and some tape and some goddamn ship. What is wrong with people? This is where I say, you know what? Cancel society. We're done. We have evolved as far as we can as a species. We have it too good. We don't have any actual problems. And now this is the point where if we were in ancient times, a giant earthquake or a volcano would come and just wipe us all out so we can restart and start over from scratch. We have too many idiots running around with an opinion that we're supposed to listen to and take seriously. Why are we listening to these nut jobs? Why aren't you shaming this person for seeing him in this? Why aren't you shaming the person who said, what is wrong with you? Why are you wanting to see that? Why are you looking for that? Why are you looking for reasons to be offended? Why is he on your brain? Why are you giving him space in your head? What the crap is wrong? And I should have put a headphone warning on this. I really should have. They quietly updated the app icon after drawing ire from customers, from lunatic nut jobs who are obsessed with him. They're obsessed with the World War II bad guy. They're so obsessed with him. They see him in everything. God, you think they just want to marry him already. They love him so much because he's clearly on their mind constantly. I didn't even know what the crap is supposed to be offensive. Amazon has changed its new smartphone app logo after critics said the earlier incarnation was a dead ringer for... No, no, no. Those people need to be and re-educated if they really are seeing him everywhere. Maybe they're having some sort of hallucination. Maybe they're having some wishful thinking. Maybe that's what they want to happen. We're not advocating any of that. It's just irritating that these people see it in everything. If you see it in everything, maybe you're the problem. Maybe you're the ist. Maybe you're the phobe. These are the same people. These are the same people who got upset with Aunt Jemima. They got upset with Aunt Jemima and all of these. Every time you see these advertising and marketing sort of like icons and logos, they always have a problem with it. They always have a problem with, oh, you can't have a black woman on the cover of your syrup bottle, even though she made a whole crap ton of money, was one of the first free women who was able to support herself in a day and age where you couldn't if you were a woman of color like that. And not only that, her family didn't want her removed from the syrup bottle. No, but we got to cater to these crazy people. We got to cater to these crazy people who see isms and and absolutely everything. Maybe we need to stop listening to these people. Maybe these people are not mature enough to have formed opinions. Maybe they need to go back and read some Dr. Seuss, for crying out loud. Maybe they need to grow up, learn that life isn't just what they think and imagine it is in their own little crazy messed up istophobic little heads, and maybe, just maybe, if they're seeing a mustache in this, I guess that's what they're supposed to see. It's supposed to be like a smiley face and a mustache. If they're seeing the bad guy in an Amazon logo, maybe do something about how the fact that Amazon is the only company who really seems to, between Amazon and Walmart, they're the only companies who really are thriving during 2020, during all the time where all these little mom and pop stores were being shut down because, re and when and social distancing and all that bullshit. And the only companies that were thriving were people like Amazon and Walmart and the big box retailers who had the money and the ability to put up all the plexiglass everywhere, to put their little social distancing markers. No, maybe you should be mad about that instead of a freaking logo, you goddamn lunatic nut jobs. I'm tired of this article. I'm done with this video. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Is Amazon's logo the problem, or is the fact that it's crushing small businesses more of an issue to these people? We don't know. They're not consistent. They're just lunatic nut jobs jumping on whatever cause is going to get them attention and get them a little bit of endorphins because they feel like they're important with their own little mental. I am Mecha Random 42, and I'll see you guys on the next video, live stream, or wherever. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you